Hello, hello, dear friends. Welcome to the online classes of Education 3000. I am Noemi Paimal, and today we see something called Ines. What's Ines? We are going to see Ines and BDNF. Ines, actually, it's all about neurotransmitters, and it's very important to understand that for the process of learning, the process of education. Because we are going to see all the neurotransmitters we need for a beautiful education. And those neurotransmitters are so important because they are the well-being, they provide satisfaction. You feel good, so you want to learn more, and you want to do more projects, and you want to research more, and you want more. So it's like a loop that retro feed or retro aliments itself, you see? And it's beautiful because then the kids are flying and the young people are flying and the human being as a whole is flying. I think it's a beautiful process. Okay, so let's begin. We will begin with one called serotonin. Serotonin. The serotonin is anything new or a surprise, or we are going to learn about this ancient civilization, and do you know 5,000 years ago, and you start a whole story, and it's a beautiful surprise, and the kids they're flying with you, or they do their own research and they get so excited, and it's anything that's related to something new. Or you can hide all the class in an envelope and put all the envelope and you hide them in the classroom, and they look for it, and then they put the class together, and then they give you the class. That's the pleasure of serotonin, and it gives you joy, and it helps with a good sense of humor as well, and you can crack jokes and have fun. That's the famous serotonin. And what I like, it gives a great pleasure, satisfaction. This is the awesome satisfaction we are learning. So what we don't have to do, of course, is a boring class, something boring or something that's repetitive and and do a line, or copy this 100 times, or do a. With that, there is no serotonin and no satisfaction. The second one I really like, and we talked already about it. Remember, dopamine. The one it's linked to the front brain as well. It's when we achieve a goal. The pleasure of achievement. And you know what? The dopamine we have more when it's done in team, like football. When you have a goal and you say, goal, everybody together, it's a lot of dopamine. And it's when you finish something, you conclude something, you achieve your goal. Let's say we have a project, like for Friday, we do a whole exhibition and the parents are coming, and you prepare everything, and then you do the exhibition, and then, yes, we did it. Look, teacher, look, mama, look, papa, we did it. This is kind of satisfaction. It's like when you climb a mountain and you go to the summit, the satisfaction is immense, is huge. I say immense in French, immense. That's something innate. It's something we have as a human being, that you always want to achieve. You want to do better. You want to write to your goal. When you do a drawing, you want to finish it, or you want to finish your mandala. You want to finish whatever you want to do. So we have to avoid, of course, tasks or any activities with no motivation, with no goal. And then they do fly. Plus, if there's a goal they choose, the kids or the young people, like young people, when they want to do a movie and they decide to do a movie for YouTube, for instance, they fly. They would stay hours after school. They would stay at night, if possible, to finish what they want. So that's dopamine. The other one is very famous. It's neurotransmitters of the sport person, and it starts with an E. What is it? And yes, endorphin. Endorphin is great. It's like when you run or you do exercise, you do your cardio and your aerobic, or you do a good exercise, you feel so good. I feel so good. It's like your body is not hurting. Everything is warm and flexible, and the emotions are flowing, and the problems are not so big. It's like you find easily a solution. You find things from a good size. So for me, it's very important. Actually, in the 7 petal school, it corresponds to the blue petal, and the first one. The first one, a lot of physical activity, especially with those kids and young people. They have so much energy that they do need from 1 to 2 hours. Yes, from 1 to 2 hours of sport per day, and us to at least half an hour, 1 hour. From some soft sport, for the adult can be Tai Chi or yoga, and for the kids can be something more aerobic kind of, but we do need that. So the most anti-pedagogical, the worst is to be without moving, to be, still for hours and hours, 8 hours. These doesn't make sense. It's not even pedagogical. It doesn't make sense. You don't have all these units. You don't have this endorphin. You don't have the dopamine. You don't have serotonin. And we kill ourselves, and we kill the kids, and we kill education, and we kill the beautiful learning process. You see? So, action, movement, dance. The first one is called, in Spanish, irisina. In English, irisin. And this is, it's kind of new. It was discovered around 2015. And it's when you do a repeated movement. Yes, it's a repeated movement, but a nice one, like aerobic, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or walk, or swim, or to weave, or to knit, and jog. And that way, you have this beautiful, from the muscle to the brain, we have this resin. And it's when you realize something like, oh, I understand. Oh, I found the solution. Oh, we can do like that. Oh, when you have the experience, and it's like a jump of consciousness. It's beautiful. It's like your consciousness and your ability to learn and to be wise and to love is bigger. And that's something we can get with simply repeated movement. It's again linked to a movement. Walk. Actually, there is some university, I know in Chile, they have walking class. So they walk, and while walking, they have the class and they can exchange the experience. I think it's brilliant. And a lot of the ancient teaching, like from indigenous people, a lot of walking is involved. Yes, and it's part of the curriculum, it's part of what they teach to children, and as well dance, and they repeat the movement, that they have a very long-term memory. For instance, some civilizations like the Aboriginal people of Australia, they remember the history from 300,000 years ago with this kind of education, with movement, and with long-term memory linked to movement. Okay, the other one, we already talked about it, and the right pronunciation is acetylcholine. And this one, we already saw it, is this neurotransmitter that will bring the information to the front lobe. It's extremely important for the brain, for the long-term memory, for the concentration. And it has to do with zero stress, multi-sensorial approach, creativity, motivation. So the back of the brain, remember, SAR, the reticular system, and the reptilian brain is not activated. It will let the information go. The last one, the one of the heart, is called oxytocin, and it's a beautiful one. That's the neurotransmitter of love, of the hugs, of the emotional intelligence. We did a video only on that. It's so important. And it means 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 shouting, 0 screaming, Zero punishment. And not even rewards as well, because it's fake. It has to be the self-reward, the one with the dopamine. Zero stress, zero goal like exam, or you have to pass the exam and you have to vomit all your knowledge, or you have to. No, it has to be a very pleasant experience thanks to those 6 neurotransmitters. One you can see the slide is called BDNF. It's again about movement, and I will read for you. BDNF means brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is a brain protein, actually it's a pre-peptide that is produced while, again, doing exercise and has a vital role in the neuronal development and brain plasticity. So again, if we do sport, we go to the gym and we do many movement and we have a lot of dance and a lot of opportunity to go outside and move and move and move and jump and climb trees and run, we have the BDNF and it's very good for the brain. So again, this is the proof the entire education system is literally flipping. It's a turnover completely. And of course, a lot of love, the oxytocin. I love you so much. To have the emotional intelligence addressed. So concretely, what can we do? Here we can see the slide of the 7-petal school. The most simple, the simplest way is to do all the petals. And we will do 8 videos on that. To have the physical petal, the blue one, the first one, physical development, movement, lot of sport, feel good in the body, have a healthy body. Second, the cognitive development, but based on project and find solution-based learning and STEAM, which is mixed technology with engineering and math and physics all together, for instance, robotics. And it has to be articulated and fun. Then the social issues and all about emotional intelligence at the pink petal, multicultural, peace culture. And we have the white, which is a lot of heart, express yourself. So let's see, with the sport, you have the endorphin, with the cognitive, you have the dopamine and teamwork for the dopamine. With the social issues, you have the oxytocin. With the heart, you have all of them, actually. And acetylcholine, choline, acetylcholine. Ecology, which is all of them too, to do, the satisfaction of doing and achieve something, dopamine again, and personal development. So that's the proposal. That's something that will change forever the education system. It's going to be very beautiful for the adult, for us, because it's our own personal development as well, for the parents, for the teachers, for all the children, for all the young people, for the babies and those to come. So thank you so much to be together, and I see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.